continuing with pronouns, we're now on page 50, which is actually just the second page of the packet. You are doing the top of the page, but you are not doing the bottom of the page. You can tell that because I have actually crossed it out for you to make it more obvious. So we are on section A. Once again, we are underlining the personal pronouns. Oftentimes I will do that right in the direction so I can remind myself what exactly am I doing. There can be more than one pronoun in a sentence. Greek writers and artists often called on the muses to help them in their work. So we're taking and we're putting the pronouns them and their. Remember, what is it actually are they replacing? Instead of saying Greek writers and artists often called on the muses to help Greek writers and artists in Greek writers and artists' work, it becomes difficult to say. It becomes very wordy. So instead, we'll replace it with a pronoun. They were 9 goddesses of the arts and sciences. So we have they. Reminding us, what is the they? The they is actually referring back to the previous sentence where we have the muses. So instead of saying the muses were 9 goddesses of the arts and sciences, we have they. Their father was Zeus, the king of the gods. We have their. So instead of saying the muses' father was Zeus, the king of the gods, we're using their. Once again, it is replacing a noun. It is referring back to these muses. A poet would call on Calliope, Erato, or Euterpe to help him or her compose the perfect poem. We have him and her. This is referring to it in terms of if you have one, we have to have it in the singular format. If you have more than one, we would put it in the plural format. Writers of tragedy invoked Melpomene or Thalia to aid them. Okay, so once again, we have writers of comedy or tragedy. Okay, instead of writing out this, again, writers of comedy or tragedy, we are saying them. So instead it would say writers of tragedy or comedy invoked Melpomene or Thalia to aid the writers of tragedy and or comedy. Becomes very overdone. I will continue the next on a further page.